Where my girls at? Where my girls at? Independent, free spirit. Ooh, it's so serious. Where my girls at? We ain't linked up in a cool minute. Where my girls at? It's going down, down. Where my girls at? It's going down, down. It's going down tonight. We going out tonight. Yeah, right. We going out tonight. It's going down tonight. Yeah, right. It's going down tonight. We going out tonight. Yeah, right. We going out tonight. It's going down tonight. Yeah, right.
All righty, it's going down. It is going down. It is going down. Hey, it is going down. This is Katrina Harris Earl going down. I am super excited. We are live on IG for the first time, and I think it's not working. Dorothy's going to tell me we're live on IG, and I think because there's three of us, you can't see us at all. Hold on, I'm going to try to do it this way. We are doing it all today. I mean, we're doing it all. This is super duper exciting. We are live on 910 AM, the Superstation. We are live on Facebook. We are live on Instagram. Gloria is front and center. See Sabrina. It's your girl, Katrina Harris Earl, the force of friendship. And can I just say it with me in unison, y'all. We got issues. This is what the show is called. The country has issues. I mean, individuals have issues. California has issues. Today is Hot Topics. We're going to talk all about it. It is going to be an exciting show, just talking about Winning Wednesday and Happy New Year. We haven't talked about the Happy New Year message, just to know, how are you starting your new year off? How did you end your year? So we came in yesterday and had a great show talking about TikTok. And I immediately went to my TikTok and started working on it. Okay. All the things I can't say, what I can say. I mean, it was just a great show. Tune in every day, Monday through Friday from 6 to 7 p.m. on We Got Issues. Now, we want to let our social media audience know that starting on Monday, we will be on Radio Live. We've always been a radio show that also has shared on social media, but we will be on Radio Live. So you want to be sure, y'all, and go to theforceoffriendship.com, hit theforceoffriendship.com. You click on that We Got Issues tab, and there's all the ways that you can listen through social media. For those of you that are just diehard Facebook, you still can listen on the 910 AM Facebook channel, but we want to encourage you to step with us into 2023 on iHeartRadio, on Roku. You can listen in so many different ways. You can even, I can't say her name out loud, but I can spell it, Alexa. You can even tell Alexa to find us. And she can play us in the car, on the train. I mean, there's lots of different ways. So please share. And who knows, every once in a while when we have some special guests, you might catch us on our Facebook page. Also, you're going to hear us talk about it today. On February 2nd, we're going to talk all about that relationships webinar. We're going to talk a little bit about our husbands and our men today and why we are excited to have them. But first, let's talk about hot topics. And my first hot topic, as I pass it to the girlfriends, is the rain is coming down. Okay, so I just hope that in the summer, we are not dealing with the crazy fires. But can I just say that this is proof that California is not falling into the ocean, because we have enough water, y'all, where they said it could be life-threatening in San Francisco. It doesn't take that much rain in California because the ground is so hard, it can't absorb a lot of water. But I can't believe what they're saying about this rain. Just, we're getting a lot for us, but it ain't a lot compared to me living in Chicago. So prayers for California and the rain. My husband, I told him, you have to get yourself to the airport because my mama will not let me drive over there to San Francisco when there's some standing water. I'm like, I hope you can get there on the train. Okay. I hope you can. Seriously, it just would not be safe to drive in the daytime, let alone at night in some areas. So that's it. That's what's happening over here.
I woke up this morning. The first thing I did, turn on the news, want to check on Hamlin. And the first news was lethal thunder, lethal weather in the San Francisco Bay Area. I immediately thought about you guys. Excuse me. But I mean, it seems like it's going to really be torrential. I mean, so be careful. I'm all choked
Be
up.
careful.
Oh my goodness.
You need some of that water. You need some of that water. We're going to come back to you because I know you got some other hot topics. But Gloria, they're commenting on your hair. They're commenting on your color. You're looking fabulous.
Now that is funny. Good thing Chrisette ain't on because I ain't got no necklace on, but I have a neck shirt on. Okay. This is all Chrisette influence, all Chrisette. I am having a great time. It was a great day, fabulous time. Had a fabulous breakfast with Sabrina. We sat up there and talked for like forever, y'all. We went to breakfast. Were we there 4 hours?
4 hours?
That's ridiculous.
That's not a breakfast. Okay,
it was breakfast,
that was breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It was great, but
I hear you, Sabrina. You're muted. All of a sudden, you're muted. We got issues.
Like 4 hours. And the guy finally said, well, you guys have been here a long time. We're going to clear the dishes. So it got to an embarrassing point where it's, Gloria, we got to get out of here. We got to get out of here.
But you want a double tip. You need to tip him for 3 meals, okay?
Okay. I mean, we held court in that table, but it was fabulous, you guys. Take the time. Get your cup fueled with your girlfriend. Just take the time because time is precious. Time is precious. And so it was so good. I mean, we covered it all. We solved all the world's problems. In our mind, we did. And so I just want to say, I just want to publicly say again how much I love my girlfriends. We say in the promo, when you have a good circle around you, everything is possible. And it is so true. I mean, I don't know where I would be without Katrina, without Gloria, without Chrisette, in the good times, in the bad times. I mean, really, girlfriends make the difference. And this show is about the force of friendship. We came together years ago on this concept. And it's like, Katrina, I know we're going to talk about hot topics and a lot else, but just the friendship is so developing them, creating them, keeping them, nurturing them, all so very important. And so call somebody if you talk to you guys. I mean, Gloria, you can talk about, we had some new friends. We met some new friends today, unsolicited new friends.
Because y'all were laughing loud.
It was a hot mess up in that camp. Loud laughing, lashes everywhere. Hair flipping all. We the only people with color on in there. I mean, making everybody feel fabulous. How you doing? It was ridiculous. But here's the thing that was so interesting. When you cultivate good girlfriends, their girlfriends become your girlfriends. So I'm asking her about all her girlfriends. She's asking me about all my girlfriends that don't know each other, but we know all this stuff. So we covered each other's lives. We covered the world. We covered politics. We covered the nature. Then we covered all their lives, all our kids, all her kids. I mean, we covered all that. So I'm just telling everybody who's listening to us, number one, get another girlfriend to listen to the show because it is important that you have girlfriends. And then I'm going to ask everybody to pick up the phone and take another girlfriend for breakfast and go for the whole 4 hours. You think you need a massage? You don't need a massage. You need to be with a girlfriend for 4 hours and talk about everything. And it will matter to you. It will matter to your heart. It'll matter to your soul.
I mean, can you imagine if y'all make me want to move to DC. I want to move there anyways. But can you imagine if we all 4 lived in the same city? That would be the show. Just come with us to breakfast and we're going to solve all the problems.
Well, now would be a good time for you to consider that, Katrina. Now would be a very good time for you to, it's 70 degrees here today. 70 degrees in the DMV. 70. I mean, hot. Now, this would not be the time for me to do all of this, but it was hot up in this camp and 70 degrees.
I had a scarf, I had a cape, I had boots on. I'm like, I'm dressed for the wrong weather.
You cannot put your clothes away. You need all of your attire, at least definitely spring, fall, and summer. Right. So wow. We are definitely continuing to pray for Lady Chrisette. She is off today, and we know that we will be praying as Mother Ellis is laid to rest on Saturday, Bishop Ellis's mother at Greater Grace Temple. And so we're just continuing to be in prayer for the family. What a legacy, what
Yes.
a life well lived, and an example of how to serve God, how to be an amazing mother, wife, grandmother, and so forth. And we, of course, have gotten to know so much about her through Lady Chrisette and Bishop Charles Ellis III. So we celebrate you guys, and we all have experienced and walked through that experience of loss. And so we just continue. We know it's not easy, and certainly being the pastor, being Bishop Charles Ellis, the one who is always officiating services for everyone else. We just know that everyone is praying, but it's a unique prayer to officiate, and I'm sure that he will be the one to eulogize his mother, I would imagine. And I've watched my husband be in that situation with his father, and it's a very it's grief is real for everyone, but it's a very unique situation, I'm sure, in his situation and in Lady Chrisette's situation. So we're praying for their family, as well as the kids and just their entire family. So before we go to break, can we just talk, and I know we're going to go back and talk about our real relationships. We're going to really break it down, talk some more about friendship. But the hottest topic right now, because my TV is still on, is this. Like, our country is a hot mess. Like, we do not have a functioning government right now. This
hot mess. They said if you have a problem with the passport, you don't have nobody to call. If you have a problem with the child that's somewhere stuck somewhere, you don't have anybody to call. If you can't buy no post stamps, you don't have nobody to call. There's nothing moving right now. Nothing.
I hear that when they re-adjourn at 8 p.m., something might be in the works for them to lower the threshold that's necessary for McCarthy to get elected, but they could do that at the risk of Hakeem Jeffries being elected, because he has won every single vote. I mean,
that's a high risk.
That's a high risk, because
no Republican votes for him. That's like 0 Republican voting for him, and all they need is a couple.
Just a couple. This is interesting. But I'm just saying, y'all can't find nobody else that y'all can agree on. At what point does the principle and the larger picture become more important than the individual? At what point? It just is very, very interesting. And someone said, imagine the other countries with all the turmoil taking place in the world today. Just imagine yet again how we're looking up in here. The leaders of the world are a mess. So we
very vulnerable. The truth is, we're very vulnerable.
Yes. If God forbid something went down and they can't even agree on, who's in charge in the room. So we will be right back. We're going to talk about more hot topics, and we're going to talk about the hottest topic in our house, our men, when we come back. Okay, be ready. Okay, stay tuned. It's The Force of Friendship, and we got issues. All right, we are back. We are back. Thanks for tuning in today. It is Winning Wednesday. We're talking about hot topics, and you are tuning in to We Got Issues on 910 AM, the Superstation out of Detroit, and broadcasting all over the world. Starting on this Monday coming up, you'll want to be sure to tune in to us via one of the ways you can listen to the radio show, whether it's iHeartRadio, whether you go to 910 AM, the Superstation's Facebook page, whether you listen in through Roku or Alexa, however you listen in, you can find that at theforceoffriendship.com on the We Got Issues tab, and all the ways to listen are there, or the 910 AM website. And one of the things that we want to talk to y'all about are this real relationship seminar that's coming up. And so Gloria, we're really excited that 910 AM, the Superstation, has us doing this, just coming together with our men, which we love to do. We've traveled all over the world together, 100 years of marriage collectively, which most of it is y'all. Okay, I'm coming in behind with 10. Thank you. But y'all's 90 has helped. I took it over 100. So Gloria, talk to us about it and how exciting it is for you and Ken, and what you'll be bringing to the relationship seminar.
Yeah, I think it's just amazing that this radio station has listened to us for almost 2 years straight. And when they came to talk to us about what they want us to do, that they chose the topic of relationships. So that was sort of interesting, because we could have talked about so many different things. And then when we accepted that as an opportunity, we've become more and more excited about what we can do. You know how you think about something and all of a sudden people start asking you questions, or you start seeing this topic and it starts to be one of the hot things. And so we've got something really hot. The other thing that's really excited about February 2nd is that we're all married to men that do not hold their tongue. We're trying to figure out how we're going to stop all of them from talking, because they will tell y'all the truth. I mean, they will tell you the truth. We're like, don't tell that, don't tell. So, and then because we know each other, no filter. And because we know each other so well, that means that they know us really well. Like our husbands know us really well because we know each other so well and for so long, and they've traveled a lot. So they're going to be cutting on each other. They're going to be cutting on us. We're going to be cutting on them. It's just going to be a hot mess up in here, but it's going to be about real relationships. And what we decided to do, you guys, is not just talk about the good sides, because having a great relationship, you got the good sides and the hard side. So it's a fair conversation to do that. And so we're excited that people are excited about this topic. We're excited that people are sending us questions and asking us what to talk about on this topic. And I can tell you it's going to be something fired up, because very few times do you have 4 couples who have been through it all, for Ken and myself to blend a family together. What's nice is that each of us have very interesting topics that we're going to touch on. And for us to talk on a blended family when they were 7, 9, 4, and 3 years old, 7, 9, 5, and 4 years old when they met each other, and how we blended them together. And now they're just tight brothers and sisters, and they got issues. Let me tell you something. They got issues, and we're going to talk all about everybody's issues. Your kids, my kids, our kids. Sometimes they're our kids. Sometimes they're your kids. It's going to be funny. It's going to be funny.
Oh my goodness. And Sabrina, I mean, talk about you and Kenny just having moved and all the moves. I mean, of all the girlfriends, that is definitely something that you have the most is how to move, how to drop and roll, how to not sacrifice your own dreams, but how to, support your man and his dreams and how to get them kids in Ivy League school. I mean, just all that. Raising successful kids, you guys have done that so well. And raising successful adults, I should say. So talk about it,
Right.
Sabrina. And Kenny definitely will not hold back. Okay.
I mean, right. We're really trying to see how we're going to pack it all in with 4 talky couples. Now, the girl, that's why we have a radio show. We love to talk. But our men love to talk, y'all. Our men love to talk, and they have a lot to say. They're very wise. They're funny. It's going to be such a good webinar for sure. So you guys plug in. And, Kenny and I talk about what do we want to talk about, because we can't talk about it all because the time is too short. But when I tell you the Mondays have mastered moving, we've moved 7 times and in a shorter time. How do you live with a good attitude? How do you follow your man and follow your own dreams as well? How do you support him but not put yourself and your stuff on the back burner? How do you maneuver kids? You're going to another school this year. You will be with the same friends that we met last year. Okay.
No, they're like, we out the house now. Okay.
Exactly.
They had to leave the house to get stability. Okay.
And you had to find new friends, Sabrina.
Huh?
You found new friends because when you have young children, their friends' parents become your friends because you have to move the village around together. That's a piece of it.
That's right. That it is a piece of it. And having a good attitude about it all. Was I scared most of the time? I did it scared anyway. It takes courage. It takes bravery. Most of all, it takes faith that God got you. And so don't sweat the small stuff, because when you really look at this big old world, it's all small. And so just embracing adventure and what the next place might have for us has always been my thing. And so some moves have been better than others. I will say I'm so happy in the DMV. I'm so happy right now. I'm so
70
happy.
degrees.
So lots to cover, you guys, lots to cover. So tune in, tell a girlfriend to tune in. And it's not just for married folks. It's for those looking for love. It's those who found love and have lost love. It's for those who have been divorced. It's those who are going through a divorce. Because honestly, Gloria has moved through divorce masterfully. Our guest last night, who was on the show, Kenya, she talked about being married, it was a blip on her radar. She was married and then she found herself unmarried. We met a woman at breakfast today and she talked about, so glad, it was the worst thing she ever did in life was to marry that man 30 years ago. And she's so glad that she had the courage to leave that relationship. So it's a lot to talk about, you guys. It's a hot topic for sure. And we're going to really dive into it. So we'll see you there.
Wow.
For sure.
And I will definitely represent for the unmarried folks. And, a lot of people have heard our love story and how it went down and how quickly it happened and what it looks like at 45 to be single and desire to be married for the past 20 years. And where is he and had a wrong one and all that and wait for the right one. But you'll probably get to hear Chrisette's story. She was the one that the girlfriends had to come and say, you crazy? Is you crazy? Are you crazy? Okay. Are you crazy? Is he really who he says he is? And now, just totally everybody loves Anthony, but I'm telling you, it's nothing like having really good girlfriends that help to vet and help you to make wise decisions around relationships. When you are single and desiring love, and there's just nothing that can get you off your square than being with the wrong man.
Right.
And you desire it and you want it so much. And how do you do that? And I'm also really going to talk about what it looked like to be single an only child, which means I didn't have brothers or sisters. So there weren't a lot of personalities up in here. I was, lived by myself. Then it was my dad and I. And all of a sudden, to pray for a large family, but to not know what it looked like. And now we have a huge family, immediate family, 5 grown kids and 15 grandkids. Okay, them Earls multiply. Okay, they multiply. And that means a really large extended family. And it was just very interesting how we approached it. We'll talk a lot about that. What did it look like? How did some of them like you immediately, and some of them look at you like the side eye for a while? Okay. And even what it's like to be at family events and have, you there and the baby mama there. What is that like? And it doesn't have to be all bad. How do you do? I will say that I do that well. Okay. I do that well. And it's because of what I've learned so much in my walk and with the girlfriends. So we're going to talk all about that. So give us a call.
You know what, Katrina, I think
go ahead.
Ola said about the widows, and it's so interesting that she said, what about the widows? Because Sabrina and I were talking about a really good friend of hers that recently became a widow in the last 2 years, and that transition. So, this is not just about what we have experienced ourselves. I think that as leaders and strong women in the community, we have a lot of area to cover, not just what we've personally experienced, but how we've helped some other people navigate through that. So we welcome your questions. We welcome the things that you might want us to talk about. We love that, Ola, that you tell us about. Make sure you talk about that, because we want to cover it all. We want you guys to go to theforceoffriendship.com. We really want you to encourage other people to go to The Force of Friendship, because if you listen carefully, a lot of people are talking about relationships. A lot of people are talking about they don't want to have a relationship. A lot of people want to have a relationship and find a relationship. So I think this touches everybody in everybody's source, but it will take a good girlfriend to call another girlfriend and say, you need to be there. You need to listen in. Together, we're going to learn something tonight from these people.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. It's going to be wonderful. And of course, we know that we will learn so much from now. Lady Chrisette and Bishop Charles Ellis have been married the longest of everyone, correct?
Yes.
And then Sabrina's next, and then Gloria, and then myself. So, we definitely will learn so much from them, because that church world and, all that entails there. And
that's another marriage. That's another marriage.
Sierra's getting married, that's a whole other thing of, planning weddings and what that looks like. So it's just going to be super exciting. We're about to go to a break, and we want you to give us a call, 313-778-7600. We're talking about hot topics. So we're going to spend the second half of the show talking about what else is on our mind, what's on our mind for the new year, what issues are we hearing in the news. We're going to talk all about it. We'll be right back. All right, we are back. Thanks for hanging with us. Thank you for hanging with us. We appreciate it. And even those of you on IG Live, I know it's interesting when you're listening in and we're on the radio and our commercial break comes up, but it'll be so awesome when you tune in. You'll be able to hear all that is taking place. 9 10 a.m. The Superstation does such an amazing job with us on We Got Issues. And so we are going 100% radio, and we want you to be right there with us this Monday. We're every Monday through Friday, 6 to 7 p.m. Eastern time. So make sure you go to theforceoffriendship.com for all that information. So talking about literally on the commercial break, it just popped up. The NFL chief medical officer is about to speak, and Damar Hamlin's uncle was just out giving an update. So I'm going to go to you, Sabrina. What have you heard? And we're just continuing. I mean, prayers everywhere. I just have really loved seeing all the different people from all walks of life praying. His Go Fund Me $6 million when he had a goal of 2,500. Wow. So Sabrina, what have you heard? What's the latest that you've heard?
Yeah, we probably need to go to Gloria. I haven't been on top of that story today. I don't think there's a lot more than still in critical condition. I still don't know if we'll know much more until he wakes up, until they wake him up. I know they're trying to get him to breathe more on his own. So that is coming along. But Gloria, what do you hear? I'm sorry, I was not on top of that story today.
Well, it's interesting what they're saying, because they're being very cautious, very, very cautious with what they're letting out. One of the things that they said about his medical situation was that he did come alive some last night. They saw some reaction, which was excellent. They said that his ventilator has moved from 100% to 50%. And so that's a really big move. But they're being very, very cautious because there's a whole lot more testing that has to be done. There's one thing is to be alive. The next thing is how alive are you? Your system. Right. The next thing is your brain. The next thing is your recovery. The beautiful thing is that if anybody's in tip-top shape, he's in tip-top shape. Mm-hmm. The second beautiful thing is that they're very thankful that they have a great medical system where they are. Where he is, where they took him, they are fabulous at what they do. The third thing is that the family is feeling so much love. They say that recuperation has a lot to do with your mental capacity and the way. And so they said that this is absolutely impossible for him not to feel the prayers. And the family said it's impossible for them not to feel the prayers, that they really do feel it. And then I was so moved, Katrina, when, you see all these different cities internationally lifting him up, where at Niagara Falls, for instance, Canada has done something to change all the houses or the buildings around there to either red or blue to appreciate him in Canada, y'all. And then the big football stadiums, everybody's saying something as big as they possibly can about the love. And then so many people are wearing a 3. I know we're all going to go to Walmart tomorrow and get a shirt that says 3 on it for Damar, because, the fact that he takes his number one charity and blows it up to 6 million. They said that the doctors are not shying away from it. So, it every day that he's alive, they say it's better every day, but they are being very closed mouth with it. And I understand that, because the minute you start saying anything, it goes rampant. It leaves so much for interpretation.
One tidbit that I heard is that they had to resuscitate him not once but twice, on the field and when he got to the hospital. And so we know, we all have seen miracles. We believe in the power of miracles. Absolutely, we know that prayer makes a difference, and we're just believing and praying that we will literally see a miracle in from his own capacity of being young and physically fit and having the best medical team, and for God just showing up and showing out in his recovery. So just one day at a time, for sure. One thing that I did hear is that they are not going to replay that game this week. I just saw that go across the stream. I think that was still in the decision making. So they will not.
I can't even imagine being either one of those quarterbacks. I can't even imagine being any of the defensive players. I can't even imagine being any of the wide receivers. It's hard to imagine any football players playing anything right now, because it's so. You take the healthiest person, he has a cardiac arrest. Sabrina and I were talking about her cousin and how true this is, how it affects the family. And 2-3 years later, it still crushes people, and then Sabrina, I didn't know this, but it was so nice to know that his mother was in the ambulance with him, and that she was at the stadium with them, and then to see pictures of them. And, the other thing that's been so amazing is to see so many people come together. We all talk about how the world is so divided, but to see the world come together and to see the United States come together, and then to be highlighted about the athletes. You have athletes in so many different genres, and it covers so many ages. From the little kids who are 5 years old all the way to people who compete at 60 and 70 years old in bodybuilding. This is touching every single person who's either been an athlete, knows an athlete, loves health, loves fitness. And then, time is precious. You don't even know. You can be the healthiest you are today. And so you can't say the wrong things. You can't leave each other mad. There's so many things that this has shown us that we have to take advantage of. And it comes from one man paying a really heavy price. And so I was telling somebody today, thankfully, we do know miracles happen. Like, we know miracles happen.
Absolutely. Sabrina, I know you talked a little bit about it yesterday, but would you please just talk to us again as we before we finish on this topic about your cousin and what your family's learned in the process, and just about coping through what took place with your cousin.
Yeah. 19-year-old cousin, playing sophomore in college, playing football, a dream of his to go to college and play ball. Totally healthy, beautiful young man, big bright smile. My first cousin's son, you know how we do. We grew up with first cousins. They're like sisters, right? Sisters and brothers. And so, my goodness. And so her son, Nick, went to Stetson University, died on the football field at practice. And it was cardiac arrest. And if there would have been a defibrillator, if there would have been an what's the name of that machine?
We know what it is.
AID, you know what that machine. If they would have had that on the sideline, 90% chance Nick would have still been with us. But they didn't have any of them on the sideline, you guys. And my cousin got the call that he passed out. She's thinking, oh, he passed out, he'll be fine. It's football. Never in her wildest dreams would she think her son would never be talked to again. And so just crushing, you guys, the most beautiful smile. Nick was one of my son's very best friends. They grew up together. Nick came to us one summer, and Kenny took him to the Dallas Cowboys camp. That's how close our family members are. That's how much he loved football. When we lived in Dallas, they lived in Georgia. Football was just a big thing. It was just so fun to see Nick thrive at that camp. And now, he's in heaven, I believe. And honestly, I was telling Gloria at breakfast this morning, for our family, it's a tragedy for sure. But it took the world to see this, because we've been talking about every sideline needs defibrillators, from the youth parks to the high schools. They need the machinery to get that heart back pumping right away.
Right.
Because they say that if you get immediate attention, you have a 90% chance of surviving.
90%.
But if you don't have it, but if you don't have it, you're going to die more than likely. And so we're, as a family, I talked to Michelle yesterday, and she said, grateful. It took the world to see this young man collapse, and the importance of defibrillators on that sideline, and the importance of it. She has a foundation. Her job, she said, I will not let Nick die in vain. So she's putting that machinery in parks around the Atlanta, Georgia area in Nick's honor. So thank you, Katrina, for asking. We miss Nick so very much, and we never think it's going to happen to our own until it does.
Right.
Sabrina, how long ago was that? 2015, 2017?
5 years ago, 2017.
2017. Wow. So such a sad story, and it's just such a sad story, and we pray that that is not the same story for Damar Hamlin. We just continue to pray for his family, and we know that we see him, but we know that he's not the only one. Like you said, it's happening at every level, right? In sports, at every level. So we just pray that resources will not be the reason that defibrillators are not in place in these for these athletes. So wow. Well, we're talking about it all today, you guys. We are talking about hot topics. And so, girlfriends, I want to shift as we go to the last part of the show. It is our Happy New Year show. It's our first week back. And one of the things that the girlfriends are really good at is we're really good at, I wouldn't say that we are resolution setters, but we are really good at setting goals and making it happen. We're really good at realizing what went well and what didn't go well, and how to pivot and how to move. And so I just want to talk to the girlfriends in the last part of the show about 2023, the best of me in 2023. What does it look like for you? What are you leaving behind? What are you bringing in? What can we offer to folks that want to, make this a better year, regardless of what happens to everybody else, because you can't control politics and everybody. How can you control your house, us four up in here? What difference can you make to make this your best year ever? We'll talk about it when we'll come right back. Bye-bye. Hey, yes. Ready to pull out the red bottoms and love kissing my boyfriend on the cheek. Okay, I love our theme song so much. Thanks for tuning in to We Got Issues. And we've been talking about all the issues today. So many things going on in the world. And we just appreciate this being a happy place you can come to every Monday through Friday from 6 to 7 p.m. We're grateful to 9 to a.m. the Superstation. Thank you, Davey, who's in the background today. Dorothy, who's in the background making this happen. And we appreciate you so much. We're going to talk about the new year. It's 2023, and we just can't take for granted that a new year is an opportunity for a new you. It's an opportunity for turning, over a new leaf. Everyone, whether you set resolutions or not, you do something to look at the new year. One of the things that made me so happy is, y'all, okay, the girlfriends they're going to talk about me, but I went back to a paper date book, Gloria. Okay. I know you're like, okay. But when I tell you, my sense of it's something about crossing things off the list. I got a lot to do, and I almost have crossed everything off my list today. So I have this I am so excited
that's a to-do list versus a calendar, because a to-do list needs to be written.
I still keep my calendar, but even my to-do list in Trello, everything was digital, but y'all, I went back to
I do my to-do list on paper. I get that.
Okay. So, I got goals and what I want to accomplish and what I want this to look like by the beginning of the year, the end of the year. And I just it's a cleansing feeling of being able to say that even some of the things that I had hoped to get done the last quarter of the year that I didn't get to get done because life happened, but I still felt good about being able to go to my calendar and write, okay, we're going to work on that this month because it's not a priority now, but it needs to get done. So that's just a little bit. Who wants to talk about what do you do, to prepare for a new year? How do you look at making this your best year ever? Because it's always going to be better than the last.
Okay, so I'll start with one of the things I did was I picked 3 words. Everybody picks one word, but I picked 3 words, and it's abundance, bold, and change. And for me, coming back off that 32-day vacation that turned into 50-some days, I just felt such a huge desire for abundance and being very stickler on that, and I'm staying in that. Even today when I gave the woman a tip, I'm working on being extremely generous, far more generous than I've ever been in the past. I just believe that abundance is our birthright, and you have to give away in such a way that you're not thinking about lack. You're not always thinking about how I'm going to keep it or how I'm going to save it. This woman asked me for some money when I was getting in the car, so I gave her some money, and I said, God bless you, and I gave her the money. And I'm just really trying to hone in with the abundance, and I'm going to hold in with the boldness. I've made some very bold decisions, and I'm going to continue making some very bold decisions. And I know that when I think about boldness, it's not necessarily easy, but it is going to be bold. And then I'm thinking and it's risky. So I have to take some chances. And I have to change. I have to make some things that are changing. Food for me is a big deal. It's a big deal. Like food, even when I was ordering breakfast this morning, I was like, well, I know I'm not supposed to eat this English muffin with a little bit of blue jelly on it.
And the girlfriend said every girlfriend deserves a cheat morning. You can have a cheat morning, Gloria. It's all right. Okay.
And I only ate 2 bites of the bacon, even though I had 3 pieces of the bacon. So, food is a big deal for me. It's a big deal. And I'll say one other thing that I've done. I told y'all about this app called Done. And I'm tracking this app. And everything I want to do every single day, I'm tracking on this app. And I'm just really doing some things that make a difference for me. Like, I got to do it every day.
Mm-hmm. Like habits that tracks like your daily habits where you get rewarded for just doing it consistently. Yeah, that feels so good. That feels so good because it's not easy to do something new. Sabrina, what are you doing for 2023? You and your household.
Yeah, I mean, really, honestly, COVID has done a thing on me. I'm gonna tell you, the pandemic has done a thing on me. We've moved through this pandemic. I've had to definitely change locations, so new people, new environment, and I just made the decision that I'm not going to live in fear. I can't live in fear. I've got to get out. I've got to reclaim me, on my power, and feel good about life. Um, Honestly, at one point I was like, my personality is changing. I think I'm changing. I'm turning to an introvert. I mean, I really and Gloria's like, you're not changing. I said, I feel like I'm a changed person because we do so much behind the scenes. So honestly, my word is out for the year. Out. That means I'm getting out, I'm seeing out, I'm being out loud of who I be. I'm not apologizing for who I am. I'm not, tiptoeing around my goals, my relationships, my love. Out is my word. Out with success, out with health, out, out, out. That's my word. Out.
That's good.
That is so good. That is so good. I had a meeting, and there were some questions we asked. What was your, best book you read last year? What was your best purchase? What was your worst purchase? What did you do well? What did you learn? We did all that stuff. And one of the things we said is, what is a quote that stood out for you the most this year? And different people said quotes. And there's one quote, I wrote them down, but one quote I don't need to write down. Someone said, in this moment, I am someone's ancestor. And that just really spoke to me, because when I think of my grandmother, my great grandmother, and the bigness of how big I think of them, I'm like, you know what you're doing today is building. I mean, one day somebody's going to be talking to me, talking about me, about us as their ancestor, And so it matters. It matters how you live and how you love and what you do and how you contribute. And, your words matter. Your contribution matters. Your showing up matters. Your being out matters, right? Your abundance and your boldness and your change matters. My word continues to be shift.
Part of that quote was, you are somebody's ancestor. Wasn't another piece to it, was like,
there's another piece.
Act like it. You are somebody's ancestor. Act like it. I mean, I remember that. And that weighed heavy on me. It's responsibility. It's all of that. And so that was like an award show or something that I think an actors, we got to find out who gave that quote. But that was powerful. I'm sorry. Yeah. Go back.
No, it's good. It's all good. And I want to say that the Texie, the one who makes tech sexy, had a little mistake. We had a technical issue, and Harry, please do not fire the Force of Friendship girlfriends. I think Harry was out there on hold. So Harry, call us back, and we got issues. We're about to leave today, but Harry, we appreciate when you call. We appreciate all of our callers. We got issues, Harry, and so we just thank you for giving us grace today. Well, stay tuned, you guys, for We Got Issues for the rest of the week, and just keep on hanging with the girlfriends. We hope you got value today. You can still share, and invite somebody to listen in to We Got Issues and to see what they can learn and contribute to the Girlfriend Show. Have an awesome and amazing Winning Wednesday, and we will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.